Hello everyone, welcome to our channel, Meetings Assistance for Jehovah's Witnesses. I hope all of you are doing well. In this new week, we are going to prepare for the comments in the section, Digging for Spiritual Gems. We are in the week of December 30th to January 5th, during which we will analyze Psalms 120 to 126. Let's begin. The first question is: can we expect Jehovah to protect us physically as he did with the nation of Israel? Before answering the question, let us read the Bible text. Psalm 124, 2-5 says, "If Jehovah had not been with us when men attacked us, they would have swallowed us alive while their anger blazed against us. The waters would have swept us away, the torrent would have washed over us, the raging waters would have overwhelmed us." Alright, so the answer to the question is Psalm 124, 2-5 shows that although Israel's enemies were powerful, Jehovah protected them as a nation so they would not be destroyed. Today, even though we do not receive individual physical protection, we can expect Jehovah to protect us as a group. This can be seen in how he has prevented Satan and governments from stopping our preaching work. If we keep trusting in Jehovah, we can be confident that he will always uphold true worship. Additional comments. This psalm reminds us that Jehovah has the power to save us from situations that seem impossible, like when the people of Israel escaped the danger of being swallowed. Similarly, Jehovah protects his people as a group today, ensuring that neither persecution nor bans will end the preaching work. This encourages us to keep trusting that he will support us as we do his will. Although Jehovah does not promise to protect us physically as individuals, Psalm 124, 2-5 reinforces the idea that he will never allow Satan to destroy his people. Trials may be intense, like facing raging waters, but Jehovah will always provide the means for us to move forward as a group. This motivates us not to be afraid and to focus on fulfilling our mission. Let's move on to the next question. What spiritual gems have you found about Jehovah, the ministry, or other topics in this week's Bible reading? Psalm 120, 1-2 says, "In my distress I called to Jehovah, and he answered me. O Jehovah, rescue me from lying lips and a deceitful tongue." Alright, so the comment is: when we are distressed or face lies, we can call out to Jehovah, just as the psalmist did, knowing that he listens to and helps us. This verse reminds us to trust in Jehovah instead of trying to resolve matters on our own or reacting negatively to injustice. With his support, we can respond with calmness and truth. Let's move on to the next comment. Psalm 120, 6-7 says, "By day the sun will not strike you, nor the moon by night. Jehovah will protect you from all harm. He will protect your life." Alright, so the comment is: the psalmist expresses how difficult it is to live surrounded by people who seek conflict. At times, we too might feel this way. This psalm encourages us not to be influenced by the environment around us, but to strive to be peaceful, trusting that Jehovah sees our circumstances and will help us. Let's move on to the next comment. Psalm 121. 1-2 says, I lift up my eyes to the mountains. Where will my help come from? My help comes from Jehovah, the maker of heaven and earth. Alright, so the comment is, the psalmist looks to the mountains and recognizes that his true help comes from Jehovah, the creator of all things. This teaches us that although people or things may provide temporary help, our primary trust should be in Jehovah, who has the power to provide the best solution to any problem. Let's move on to the next comment. Psalm 121. 3-4 says, He will never allow your foot to slip. The one guarding you will never be drowsy. No, the one guarding Israel will never be drowsy or fall asleep. Alright, so the comment is, Jehovah never gets tired or distracted, He is always watching over us. At times, we might feel alone or think our struggles are insignificant, but this verse reminds us that Jehovah is fully attentive to our needs and protects us, even in the small details of life. Let's move on to the next comment. Psalm 122. 1 says, I rejoiced when they said to me, Let us go to the house of Jehovah. Alright, so the comment is, the psalmist's enthusiasm for going to the house of Jehovah shows how much he valued worshiping God along with others. This spirit encourages us to maintain a positive attitude toward meetings, remembering that they are opportunities to strengthen our faith, receive encouragement, and show Jehovah how much we love Him. Let's move on to the next comment. Psalm 123. 2 says, As the eyes of servants look to the hand of their master and the eyes of a servant girl to the hand of her mistress, so our eyes look to Jehovah our God until He shows us favor. Alright, so the comment is, just as a servant depends completely on their master, we must look to Jehovah with trust and patience. This psalm teaches us to wait on Jehovah, even when answers to our prayers seem delayed. His love and guidance never fail, and He will always show us favor at the right time. Let's move on to the next comment. Psalm 125. 1-2 says, Those trusting in Jehovah are like Mount Zion, which cannot be shaken but endures forever. Just as the mountains surround Jerusalem, Jehovah surrounds His people from now on and forever. Alright, so the comment is, those trusting in Jehovah are compared to Mount Zion, which is firm and immovable. This reminds us that if we place our faith in Jehovah, nothing can make us waver spiritually. Additionally, just as the mountains surround Jerusalem, Jehovah constantly protects His people. Let's move on to the next comment. Psalm 126. 5-6 says, Those sowing with tears will reap with shouts of joy. The one who goes out, even weeping, carrying his bag of seed, will surely return with a joyful shout, carrying his sheaves. Alright, so the comment is, sowing with tears and reaping with joy shows that our efforts in serving Jehovah, even when challenging, are always worthwhile. This verse encourages us not to give up because Jehovah sees our work with love and will reward us with joy when we see the results. Well, that was the analysis of the comments and answers for this week's Spiritual Gems. I hope this has been very helpful, my dear brothers and sisters. Sending you a big hug, and may Jehovah bless and protect you always.